Let's move to the day's biggest headline from the United States. It does not have anything to do with the pandemic or with Afghanistan. It is about a man who emerged as a hero when New York was overwhelmed by the pandemic last year. I'm talking about New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. An independent probe has found that Cuomo has sexually harassed several women. He's being accused of non-consensual touching, making offensive comments, and creating a hostile work environment for women around him. What's more, this probe was authorized by the man himself.
First, I want you to know directly from me that I never touched anyone inappropriately or made inappropriate sexual advances. I am 63 years old.
This is Andrew Cuomo. He's the governor of New York. You might remember him from his daily press briefings in 2020, or from the banter with his brother on live television. Cuomo had emerged as a hero when New York was in the middle of a deadly COVID-19 wave. 1 year on, his reputation has fallen, just like the cases of Wuhan virus in New York City.
Governor Andrew Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, and in doing so violated federal and state law.
You heard that? Cuomo is accused of harassing current and former employees of New York. Allegations range from non-consensual touching, making offensive comments, to creating a hostile work environment for women. Complaints emerged in the winter of 2020. A probe was ordered by none other than Cuomo himself. Investigators spoke to 179 women. Complaints, New York State employees, 74,000 pieces of evidence were reviewed, including emails, texts, audio files, and pictures. Finally, the findings of the investigation were read out to the public.
The independent investigation found that Governor Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, many of whom were young women, by engaging in unwanted groping, kisses, hugging, and by making inappropriate comments.
What does this mean? What happens now? To answer that, we must first learn a little about Cuomo. This is a man who has spent much of his adult life in the public eye. Cuomo's parents were migrants from Italy. He grew up in Queens and has been the governor of New York since 2011. Cuomo is a Democrat. Under him, the state passed quite a number of remarkable laws, including those concerning gun safety, gender equality, minimum wage, and paid family leave. Cuomo was expected to run for a fourth term in office in 2022. He had already begun fundraising, but now some of the most prominent Democrats are calling for him to step down from public office. We are referring to U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and both senators from New York, Chuck Schumer and Kirsten Gillibrand.
No elected official is above the law. The people of New York deserve better leadership in the governor's office.
Joining the chorus is Cuomo's old friend and now U.S. President Joe Biden.
Let's take one thing at a time here. I think he should resign.
You heard the demands, now hear Cuomo's defense.
I do banter with people. I do tell jokes, some better than others. I am the same person in public as I am in private. You have seen me do it on TV through all my briefings and for 40 years before that. I now understand that there are generational or cultural perspectives that frankly I hadn't fully appreciated. And I have learned from this.
Remember, it was Cuomo who authorized the probe. He asked the people of New York to not judge him until the investigation was complete. Now, New Yorkers have a verdict.
You don't need creeps running the government.
I thought he should have resigned a long time ago.
I hope he has the decency to resign today.
What if Cuomo doesn't? The state assembly has the power to impeach him. New York governors have been impeached in the past. In 1913, for example, William Sulzer was impeached after spending less than a year in office. So what's next for Cuomo? The civil investigation will not directly lead to criminal charges, but the New York police can use the evidence to build a case against Cuomo. The district attorney has already asked complainants to come forward. He has requested for the investigative material. So a criminal charge against New York Governor Andrew Cuomo may be a matter of time. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.